We saw Rachel at the state tournament finals here at the Nutter Center when she was setting for Versailles her senior year in high school. So we were still trying to build and develop a roster when we first got here, and she just was a competitor and a great leader and just played with a lot of passion, so we kind of reached out to her.
Coach Clemens saw me play and everything and kind of just brushed it off because I had already made my mind up where I was going to go. And my dad actually was just like, you know, just go on a visit there, like, I'm sure you'll love it.
She made a visit and come to find out she had a lot of family that attended Wright State, so they were alumni, and it really worked out.
I didn't really know her before coming in, so she was a complete stranger to me, but I knew she was going to be one of my best friends when we just laughed at everything and anything together. We're both biology majors, so right off the bat freshman year, fall schedule with volleyball, we had every single class together, and she's someone now who I can go to for almost anything. I mean, we have a great relationship.
My friendship with Rachel actually started when we came to camp as seniors in high school. Kind of all the incoming freshmen were together, and I remember specifically we were eating lunch all together, and she was making jokes about living on a farm, and I was like, where is this girl from? And right then and there I knew that her and I, personality-wise, we were going to click immediately.
Freshman year, we were coming. I was coming home from the summer camp here. I came off of my exit for home, and I got a call from my mom saying like, hey, like, you need to get home as fast as you can. I already knew that he was having a colonoscopy that day, and I was like, okay, this isn't good. So then I got home, and my mom said that he was diagnosed with colon cancer, and it was stage 3, I believe.
It was a few years back, maybe freshman, sophomore year, she kind of, in a meeting, just said that he had been diagnosed and they were starting some treatment.
He started chemo that summer, and then he was going to have surgery because it was an operable tumor, so he was going to have surgery in November, I believe. So he had surgery. It was a 7-hour surgery, and they were able to get the whole thing out.
Preseason freshman year is when I found out about everything that had been going on with her dad, and this was before we were really that close, and she had mentioned something about her dad being diagnosed.
You know, I'd always been aware that through her time here he was doing treatments, and you know, she handled it with such class and grace. If you didn't know it was going on, you couldn't have guessed it.
I didn't realize the severity of the cancer when he was diagnosed, and we didn't really talk much about it. She was super excited when her father was cancer-free at one point in time.
He was cancer-free all of my sophomore year until the end, and I remember it was finals week and I was studying for a physiology exam, and I was in the library. My mom called me, and I was in the bookshelves, like in the journal section. I remember everything that was going on, and she said that he was diagnosed again with lung cancer, and it was stage 4. It was going to be really tricky to fight that off. So there was nothing that he couldn't handle. He's a tough guy, very stubborn. He wasn't going to let cancer take his own pride.
We already gone through it all, and we thought it was over, and everything was going to be fine, and then just hearing again that he was re-diagnosed, and we just crushed me and both of us together.
It was inoperable, so they were going to try chemo just to relieve pain, but there was nothing that they could really do for him. So he went through all that during the summer. He was going through chemo, and he went through one more round of chemo. And so then after that, he was feeling okay. It was still there, like it was still spreading, but they were like, we'll just keep doing it for you just so your pain is relieved.
Even when her dad was going through cancer and anything like that, like, he was still coming to our games this year, which is amazing.
He would always always like he wouldn't really sit in the stands, he would always sit on like against the wall. And I remember it was this past year, I had like 6 nieces and nephews, and they all like made me posters and everything, and then he was just down there like with them all, and he was like holding a couple up and everything. It was around Christmas time when he was going to start up his second round of chemo, and it was going to be a lot more aggressive. He was at the treatment place, and they had to call the squad and bring him to the hospital because he was sweating real bad, and he wasn't going to be able to make it if he didn't get to a hospital. He was in the hospital for about a week or so, and then they released him. So Christmas time, he was feeling really good after Christmas, which was awesome. And I actually had tonsil surgery, so me and him had some really good quality time together after when I had surgery.
They had all these inside jokes, and you know, she was the youngest, and normally the youngest kid attaches to the dad.
Especially because her older siblings did leave, so there was a long period of time where it was just her and her mom and her dad in high school, and he would always go to her basketball, volleyball, softball games, and so they had a really good, close relationship.
It was my birthday, February 14th this year, and I get a call from my brother at 6:30 in the morning. I picked up the phone, and he was like, Dad fell last night, it's not looking too good. So if I know it's your birthday, but just like if you can get through the day, and then I know you have exams too, then whenever you get done, just come home. So I went home that night. We had a really good week with all the family, and it was just really nice to be around everyone and just to like help us get through everything. But then the next Tuesday, February 21st, we were all looking around at pictures. My brother calls us all over because he was starting to pass away. It was nice that we were all there when it happened, otherwise, because he wouldn't have wanted anything else. Like, he would just want us to be around him and have everyone together to lean on.
You know, if she would look up in the stands and see her dad made it to the game, like, you could automatically just see the smile come on her face, and she admired him and admired his opinions, and anytime her dad could be there for her, he was. But at the end of the day, like, she was right by his side and doing everything that she had to do for him.
You would have never guessed that it was, you know, as detrimental that was going on in their family, because she just, you know, was just such a tough person through it.
I mean, Rachel is just so strong. I mean, she's cracking smiles, cracking jokes, and she's just her old Rachel self. So there are times when when I do see that she's sad, and I just kind of try to make her laugh because I do know how to do that. But I'm just here for her. I try to help her as much as I can, especially with school, and just trying to make her happy and keep her mind off of it. We went on spring break together, and so right after all that happened, and just we laid on the beach all day, and she had never really been on a beach before.
Well, she definitely has close relationships with her teammates. You know, they were just such a comfort to her, knowing that she's loved and knowing she had people she could confide in or do things with to help her have a happy day, and to not always look at thing that could be sad. And Rachel's just a positive person. I mean, I don't ever see her being someone who wouldn't approach it with some sort of positivity and honesty. And I think her teammates see that and became inspired because she didn't become overwhelmed with the sadness that a situation like that can bring someone, and that it inspired them to be positive all the time and not, you know, complain or look at something that it was really small or mundane compared to what she was going through. And
They've just helped me like get my mind off of things, or like if I need to talk, like they're there. Like I know I'm really close with Megan Hopkins and Jesse, and so if I'm going through a rough day, I'd be like, hey, can I talk to you about it? Like, just talking about him just helps me, like, okay, yeah, like, I can do this. Like, he's watching over me no matter what.
Oh my gosh, what do I not admire about that girl? Her courage and her hard work. And what I admire most about her is just how genuine she is as a person, and she's so caring and loving. I know she cares about me 100% and all of the girls. I mean, she's here for us. So I look up to her so much. I don't think she realizes how much I do look up to her, but I love that girl so much.
Rachel's strength, oh my, she is unbelievably strong. You look at her and you talk to her and she cries over something that happens in a movie, like, and it's like, so you think this girl is so fragile, but you know, she goes through this big obstacle in her life and she's so strong. She's mentioned to me before, you know, a lot of people are going through worse things than me, and that alone just shows the character that she has. I mean, she's a wholehearted person, she's down to earth, and I mean, I personally wish I could model Rachel.
Every time I do something, like, what would Dad want me to do? He wouldn't want me to stop. Like, he just always taught me to have pride in what I'm doing, like, never give up on what you really believe in. Like, he never quit until the job was done, and he fought up until the very end.